Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am proud to give you all a walk around and tour of this 2024 Ford F-250 King Ranch. The King Ranch is going to be the most luxurious, the most unique, and probably one of the nicest trim levels of the Super Duty that you can buy. And this one does come with a couple of nice things. Specifically, you do get a very nice two-toned color palette on the exterior, a King Ranch specific interior, as well as some very cool things when it comes on to features. Now, this vehicle also does come equipped with the towing package, which can tow upwards of around 16,600 pounds, and has the 6.7 liter high output Power Stroke diesel V8. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time on this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. First and foremost, on the key fob, as you can see, you do have a couple of different buttons on here, and includes things such as your unlock, lock, your remote start, the bed release, and your panic button. To remote start the vehicle, just make sure you have the vehicle locked and double click the remote start function. And it will turn right on. And then after waiting a few seconds, just go ahead and double click it again, and it will shut right back off. Starting off here in the front, as you can see, it does have a massive grille with your Ford logo front and center, and it does look really, really nice. You have your Super Duty logo right here on the hood, which looks really cool as well. The King Ranch does come standard with LED daytime running lights, LED projector headlamps, as well as very nice fog lamps down below. As you can see, you do have, like I said, this two-tone paint scheme, which is going to follow completely around the vehicle. So in this case, for the King Ranch, it's going to be finished in this Java brown, which you can't really see it because the sun is not really reflecting off of it well. But as you can tell, it is not going to be like a rubberized finish. This is going to be a different color to finish off the bumper down here, which looks really cool. And you also have those tow hooks with... With that being said, we're taking a look at a set of Bridgestone tires, and I believe these are 20-inch wheels. These are 275, 65R 20s all the way around, and these rims are specific to the King Ranch. As you can see, you kind of still have that brown Java finish right on the edges, which look really cool. With that being said, with all Ford vehicles, including this F-250, it does come standard with a smart key access system, allowing you for easy access to the interior as well as exterior. To get inside, as long as you have the key fob on you, there's a touch sensor right here. So to jump right on in, just simply put your hand through here, and the vehicle will unlock. The board will fold right out, and you'll be able to jump on into the vehicle. Or if you want to lock the vehicle up, close it, and just tap this back button right here. It will indicate locking, and the running boards will power back into its original position. The exterior color of this one is finished off in star white, with the Java leather interior specific to the King Ranch. Starting off here on the door panels, you can see you have this very nice and very cool looking brown Java material here. Or in this case, I should say, this is a soft touch leather material finished off in the Java brown. You have some of this very cool leather stitching on the trim here, which looks very nice. You have some more of that soft touch material down here as well. You have an aluminum door handle, King Ranch imprinted right there on the door. You're going to have controls here for your lock and unlock, 3-person memory seating. This is going to extend your tow mirrors. You're going to have controls for your mirrors and how you want to position them, and which ones you're going to which one you're going to control. This is to fold them in. This is going to be for your, zooming in so you guys can see it. This is going to be for your child lock, and then your power windows. The 2 front ones are going to be fully automatic. Coming down here below that, you are going to have some storage space down here for a few items, and then you have enough storage for some more items here. and then you have an area where you can put a small cup. You also have the King Ranch stamped right in the kick plate right here, which looks really cool. Along with that smart key access system, the F-250 does come standard with a push-button ignition. As long as you have the key fob on you, whether it's in your pocket or within the vehicle itself, simply put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The F-250 does come standard with a fully leather-wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel with controls on both the left side and the right side. With that said, to the left, you're going to have controls dealing with cruise control setup, as well as your forward collision, as well as the adaptive cruise control. Audio controls are going to be right here. Hands-free voice is going to be right here. To the right, you're going to have functions that deal specifically with the screen up there, as well as your hands-free phone button and your backward and fast-forward buttons for your multimedia display. With that being said, coming up here, you're going to be looking at a fully digitalized gauge cluster, which is very cool, with 2 main gauges in the front, followed by 4 smaller gauges on top. To the left, you're going to have your tachometer. To the right, you're going to have your speedometer. And to the very top there, you're going to have different increments of information, which includes your coolant temperature, your oil temperature, your fuel range, and then your miles to empty. And then, as you can see, what just popped up there is going to be your average fuel economy. Coming down there below that, you're going to have to the left your gear selector. To the right, to the middle is going to be your audio source and what's playing on the radio, followed by a compass, and then followed by your current odometer reading, which in this case, this truck here has just shy of 6,000 miles on it. With that being said, by using these little controls here, you will be able to cycle through what's going on up here in the middle. And like I said, this is going to start off with your fuel economy, which, as you can see there, is pretty cool. You're going to have trip 1 information, which includes your average miles per gallon, elapsed time, as well as your distance driven. The same thing for trip 2, and then back to your fuel economy. And if you go to the menu, it's going to bring us to the screen here, which includes things such as My View, trip and fuel information, your heads-up display, gauges, off-road, towing, status and information, navigation, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, as well as settings. Pretty cool stuff to see. Coming over here to the area over here, we're taking a look at a 12-inch productivity display, which is very nice. And as I've expressed on many different videos featuring the screen, it's pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. Now, with that being said, I really like the layout of the screen here. It looks really good. And certainly it does not really need a whole introduction, but still, it's important to highlight exactly what this screen is all about. So first and foremost, we're taking a look at what's going on as far as your sources are concerned, what's playing on the radio, whether it's AM, FM, or a Sirius XM satellite radio. You have your different sources here, notifications, as well as this right here, which is going to adjust your Sirius XM settings. You're going to have browse right there. You can change the different channels, fast forward or go back, sound, and of course related songs or related sources to what you're listening to. You have your different presets down here, and then you have your little menu, your little sub menus down at the very bottom. And to the right, you're going to have your navigation, which if we tap on that, it's going to bring up the full navigation system, which is very nice, followed by a couple different menus over here, which include menu for the navigation, search, recent, and select for your favorites. On top, as you can see, you're going to have your exterior temperature, or not the exterior temperature, the temperature set for the interior for your front and front passenger. Follow that up with the exterior temperature outside, as well as the current time. Come back over here. Going to phone, as you can see, you can connect a phone via the Bluetooth system. We just looked at navigation. You can go to favorites, of course, and you can select a tile to add as your favorites, such as phone list, recent calls, messaging, email, audio sources, towing, Pro Power onboard, zone lighting, sound settings, driver assistance, vehicle settings, power tailgate, running boards, Wi-Fi hotspot, or excuse me, Wi-Fi and vehicle hotspot. Coming over to apps, as you can see, you have 5 mobile apps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and mobile apps help. Coming over to settings, you're going to have different settings which deals with not only with the vehicle itself, but different features throughout the vehicle as well. So as you can see, you're going to have things such as Sirius XM, add phone, sync navigation, sound, vehicle, clock, personal profiles, as well as general. You're going to have display, seats, connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, as well as 911 Assist. And then finally on this end here, you're going to have your valet mode. And then come over to features. As you can see, features is going to show you different screens here, which of course it will go into more detail about the screens themselves. So as you can see, you have driver assistance, running board, Pro Power onboard, zone lighting, towing, onboard scales, smart hitch. You can consult your owner's manual from inside the truck, as well as to record feedback. Now, let's say I want to go and check out driver assistance, for example. It's going to kind of run down exactly what driver assistance features are in the vehicle. It includes things such as your adaptive cruise control, speed limit assist, a lane keeping alert system, your pre-collision warning, braking and steering assist. You have an exit warning which you can enable, as well as a rear view camera delay. You do have your blind spot information system, trailer side view, park 8 sensors, cross traffic alert, reverse brake assist, as well as driver alert, which is nice. Let's say I want to go to the Pro Power onboard, which is in the bed of the truck. It's going to show you how much wattage that is actually being drawn from the Pro Power onboard to power your tools. And you can even do a little test right there, which is really nice. Let's say I want to go to next here, record feedback. That's basically for you to kind of view or review rather what exactly was said while you were in the vehicle, and you can go through it, save it, delete it, whatever it is that you want to do, but it's there of course for your preferences. Coming over here, these are going to be your arrows. So in this case, phone, navigation. So what's really cool about this is that you can go up and down different menus and screens. So you can start with what's playing on the radio, then go to navigation, phone, trip 1 information, your fuel economy average, off-road information, as you can see there, Pro Power onboard, zone lighting, as well as their bed camera, which is pretty cool. And then this right over here to the far right is going to be for your pages and stuff like that. So that is a quick rundown of the infotainment screen here in the Ford F-250 King Ranch. Coming down here, you do have your volume knob and tuning knob. You're going to have controls for your audio settings right here. This is going to be for your sound settings, which you can control that. And as you can see, it brings up things such as tone settings, balance and fade, speed compensated volume, as well as sound mode. And then of course, you can have the screen show that. You can turn the screen completely off, or you can turn it right back on, which is what this button is for. Coming down below that, you have your dual zone climate control. You can have your max airflow, rear airflow, fan positioning, auto AC, recycling, max AC, as well as regular AC. You're going to have a heated steering wheel button here. You're going to have ventilated as well as heated front and front passenger seating. And then of course, this is to control your fan speed, which is pretty cool. Now to the right, you're going to have a 12-volt outlet here and a traditional 120-volt house plug right there. To the left, you're going to have your trailer brake controller, as well as your different modes that deal with 4-wheel drive. And then this right here is going to be for your different drive modes, which brings us over to the screen. As you can see, we're going to have normal mode, tow/haul, eco, slippery, off-road, and that is it. Pretty cool. You do have this very nice King Ranch appointment piece here, but you can also pull it back to reveal an area where you can put your device to kind of sit up. And then of course over here, this is where you can charge your device via USB-C or regular USB port. And this also doubles actually as a wireless charging area. And you can close it up for clearance, of course, and to kind of have a cleaner look. You're going to have basically 4 cup holders, 1, 2, 3, 4. But what I also like about this as well is that you see this cool little party trick here. It says F Series since 1948. Pretty cool to see that. And then, like I mentioned, you do have your cup holders here. Coming over to your glove compartment, it does have the King Ranch logo, and it says established 1853 on it, which is very cool. And then when we go inside of it, you have 2 different cubby holes, so you can take this out, and then you have a massive amount of storage space in there with a USB-C port, it looks like, inside in the middle there. But the space in here is quite good, and you do have a little light in there as well. The seats in the King Ranch are probably one of the most comfortable seats that I've been in, and I say that because this is the second Super Duty that I've reviewed so far. But these seats are appointed very well. They do look nice. I love the theme, which they've been following now for over 2 decades. And as you can see, you do have the King Ranch logo here on the shoulder area here, where you're going to be resting your back and stuff like that. But the materials are soft, leather, very luxurious. You kind of have this very nice stitching here on the edges, which look really nice. And overall, it's quite good looking as well. Now, coming over here, you do have a very good, as well as dampened, glove box. Very nice. Come over to the far left, you're going to have controls that deal with your mirrors, Pro Power onboard, open up the tailgate. This will open up the 3rd quarter window, headlight and fog light controls, your gauge dimmer switches, as well as your parking brake, as well as your pedal adjuster right there. Last but not least, you have your mirror right up there, controls for your lights, sunglasses holder is going to be right in here. You have your different aux switches, which you can use for different things. This does have a panoramic sunroof, which looks absolutely amazing. You have your 3 garage home link right here, as well as a visor and a mirror with LED lights in them. But overall, so far, this truck here is super impressive with a lot of features, and it comes packed and ready to go with whatever it is that you need. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the Ford F-250 Super Duty King Ranch. As you can see, the theme does carry throughout into the back of the King Ranch here. It's very nice, and as you can see, it's like no one really sat back here. The seats very soft and very supple, very comfortable feeling, I would assume. The King Ranch logo is right there on the backrest, which is very cool. You do have 2 seat pockets, one on both sides. You're also going to have a set of cup holders here, heated rear seats back here as well, as you can see. You do have 2 USB-C ports, 2 rear vents. You also do have here a little outlet there, as well as a 120 volt plug-in right there as well. And then you do have a padded armrest with 2 cup holders. Fuel tank, as well as their DEF fluid. Also does come with the FX4 Off-road Package. The rear of the King Ranch is probably one of the nicest looking rear ends of a Super Duty truck that I've seen. And as you can tell, you do have the chrome finish, which looks absolutely amazing. LED taillights. Of course, you have your Ford logo at the bottom left right here, as well as the towing package, which, like I mentioned, this vehicle can tow upwards of around 16,600 pounds completely. Soft opening tailgate. This vehicle does come with a spray and bed liner directly from the factory. It does also have your LED cab lighting, as you can see there, as well as right there. You also have your Pro-Power onboard system to power your tools. And of course, if you want to get into the bed more effectively, you have the step rail system, not the step rail, they don't call it a step rail. This is just the step assist system from Ford, which is really nice. You also do have front and rear parking sensors on this particular truck. Under the hood of the Ford Super Duty, this one in particular is going to be the high output 6.7-liter V8. It produces 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. It is going to be four-wheel drive, and it's through a 10-speed automatic transmission. All right, everyone, so back in the Ford Super Duty King Ranch. What a truck. This thing, like I said, is super nice. It's one of the most luxurious trucks that I've been in. And yes, I'm comparing it to even, you know, a King Ranch F-150, which I filmed like a month or 2 months ago. Now, that truck was nice, but this truck is a lot nicer. And that's because you have more luxurious appointments in here. You're going to have the digital gauge cluster right here. You're going to have the 12-inch display over here, heated and cooled front and front passenger seating. You're going to have a lot of different features in here which are super nice, but I think the main thing to take away from this truck here is going to be the fact that it's just a much nicer trim level. You do have the things I want to show you guys real quick. You do have that heads-up display, as you can see. It's kind of hard to see because we're literally looking at the road right now, but it's there. You also do have your different switches here. This is going to be for your, probably have to do with the exhaust. This is going to be for the camera. As you can see, you do have a nice camera with a 360-degree view, as you can see there. And you also have a couple other camera modes. As you can see, you have the wide screen, which covers the entire screen. You're going to have the split screen view. You're going to have the bed view of the camera, which is very cool. You're going to have the kind of the full view again, but it's not as nice. And then you have ones for your towing, so you go back to that. Parking sensors, hazard lights, traction control on or off, and hill descent control. But things like that and everything else just makes this truck stand out, and it looks really, really cool. Now into 2025, you know, this truck is less than a year old. This truck looks absolutely amazing, and this one does not have a window sticker, although the most expensive option on this truck was the engine. In fact, the engine itself was around $13,000 as an option. 13 grand for the high output 6.7-liter Power Stroke V8, which is a lot of money. But if you wanted extra power for towing and everything else, definitely go and get something like this, because it is really cool as far as luxury is concerned, as well as features are concerned. But also, just the engine is really, really awesome. I mean, 1,200 pound-feet of torque is just phenomenal, and it's really, really incredible. But that being said, everyone, that's going to do it here for this walk around and tour of this 2024 Ford F-250 Super Duty King Ranch, finished off in Star White with a Java leather interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.